Hello, welcome to the House of the Spirit. Welcome home. This reading today is about a sudden change that is happening in your life. So, pile number 1, we have Sagittarius, Cancer, Scorpio, and Leo. Your card is the King of Swords or the King of Arrows. Pile number 2, we have Aquarius, Taurus, Capricorn, and Gemini. Your card is the Queen of Vessels or the Queen of Cups with the Salmon. Pile number 3, we have Pisces, Virgo, Aries, and Libra. Your card is the Hierophant. Okay. I will give you a moment for you to choose your pile using the card, the deck, or your zodiac sign, or just your intuition. I will see you in your reading. Pile number 1, your card is the King of Arrows with Garuda, or the King of Swords. And Garuda, like Hanuman, is an incredibly powerful being. And he's all about the focus, your laser focus of the intellect, of the vision also, because Garuda is an eagle, and the eagle's vision is one of the best in nature. So, there's a lot to be said. I would really like to see more of the cards because this can mean so many things. Okay. So, a sudden change that is happening in your life. What is a sudden change? Or what is suddenly changing? Okay, let's start with the Kipper. We have Court. A little child. And good gentleman. Okay, let's see if I can arrange these cards right here. And so you have this is the waxing gibbous moon, increasing in air, the flowerbud stage with promotion. And this is the waning crescent, decreasing in water, seed stage with disappointment. So this is the waning gibbous moon, decreasing in fire, the fruit stage with confidence. And then we have the bridge with the 6th moon mansion, Gemini, and the palace, the 3rd moon mansion. What is suddenly changing here? It feels like there's a shift in the energy that is disappointing, but then suddenly there's a turnaround, a really quick turnaround. And then there's something that increases your confidence here. It feels like something gets more, like increases, grows, expands, or just becomes a little bit more heavy in the good sense. Like this is more consistent. It's something that it's more, it's like I can work with this. This is something I can work with. This is more substantial. Yeah, that's the word that I was searching for. Like something is more substantial, becomes more substantial, but it also comes with some sort of disappointment. Okay. So it already seems like a good thing, a good opportunity, something better comes out of a possible disappointment. Or there's this, I feel like there's this energy that's like a straight line, it goes down and then it just becomes this huge ball. It it's so much more consistent and so much more supportive. Also getting support from people, meeting someone, or arriving at an agreement with someone at a point of trust. I feel like there's a trustworthy person here that comes with something getting bigger. Okay. Sun in Cancer with resourcefulness. Let's see, what else do we have? So we have Mars in Scorpio with revenge. Mars in Sagittarius with domination. There is some sort of warrior-like energy here, or combativeness. And now I am sensing another energy from this King of Swords that's a bit like that. Like either you are that personality, this represents you, or that it might represent someone that you are in contact with, in conflict with also, or trying to arrive at some sort of an agreement, a deal, or I don't know. It seems like there's a lot of hiccups. It seems like it's not fluid. It's not a smooth sailing situation, because you also have a court here. But I feel you see the lion, he's here, like waiting for people to come out of the courtroom possibly. And then, but he's like a good companion, a faithful companion, someone who is brave, someone who is supportive. Mercury in Aquarius with originality. So what else? Venus in Scorpio with secrets. And Moon in Sagittarius with optimism. That's so interesting. So it feels like it's going, there's a good exit plan. There's a positive outcome of a conflict, getting out of a conflict with someone. It might have felt a bit overwhelming, a little bit like David and Goliath here. You being David and feeling like you have less chances, or at least less power in this specific situation. But I feel like something gets bolder, something gets pumped, like pumped up, like plump also, like I see shapes here. I'm seeing like round shapes. I don't know what it can be. It can be so many things, of course, but let's see if there's any hint, there's any other clue about that. I don't know why it's so important. Okay, 7 of Swords. And secrets. So some behind the scenes action here. What could it be? The Sun. But the truth is coming out. So whatever is behind the scenes is coming out. So maybe this sudden change has something to do with the information that gets out into the public, or that you have knowledge of. And that situation, that knowledge, levels the playing field between you and somebody or an entity that's very, very powerful and that is considered to be in a advantageous position in relation to you. Like, you are small, but you're holding a lot of power. And that power comes from secret knowledge that is revealed to you, a resource that is now available to you. So I also feel like you're being guided by someone or an entity or energy towards that information. And it might not be it can be spiritual energy. It can be a spiritual entity that is guiding you towards that also. It's like your courage is being rewarded also. Wow. 6 of Wands. It's the victory card. So there is a celebration of your power, your strength, and especially your courage here. The Lovers. Choosing the higher path. Either you're being chosen because of your courage, or you have chosen something, or the result of this is that you are choosing something better for yourself, maybe. Queen of Cups. Two of Cups. Now this can be romantic for some of you. So maybe you're dealing with someone who has a very different social or economic status or even culture. And maybe you are understanding things about their world that are going to level the playing field, let's say. They're going to, this information is going to put you eye to eye. And it's going to change things for the better. So this sudden change is really a very nice win for you. It's a very nice victory. It feels really good. It also feels really down to earth, like finally things are normal. That's how I'm feeling. Like there's a sense of things going back to the way they were if they were good. So this feeling of re-equalizing, re-establishing, of having peace, having inner peace, especially related to a specific aspect. And it can be this relationship or some sort of power conflict that you have had, or a tension, like a tension, a really, really tense situation. The Nine of Wands, Five of Wands, and these all came together. So wow, okay, that's a lot. Let's see, like in pairs. Nine of Cups, Five of Arrows, and Knight of Cups, Ten of Cups. So for some of you, this is really, it can be a romantic situation, it can be a marriage, it can be something that deeply affects you emotionally, but also spiritually. This can be a spiritual victory here, but after a lot of strife, a lot of conflict that I see is now behind you, but it's still in your energy. It's still something that can keep you a little bit vigilant, maybe hyper aware of your surroundings. It's something that can still be in your energy, in your body. That tension. And also, with the Lover cards here, and there are so many powerfully spiritual, and I would almost say they're pertaining to what you consider divine or divinely inspired. I would say that this reading is talking about a shift that occurs within you that has a lot of spiritual energy. And when I say this, I would expect a big release of painful memories and, or maybe karmic energy also. Like, this is a major victory for you, a spiritual victory. And you might have to continually choose the higher path. So maybe you have to choose to do what is right instead of what is expedient. And that's just to show you your power. Like you can go up against a lot of power, but you also have a lot of power yourself. And each time that you win a battle, even if it's small, if it's big, whenever you overcome, your power increases. And I also see you kind of indulging in that power in some sense, like enjoying that spiritual power. If it is a relationship, it almost like transcends the most widely known aspects of relationships. If it is a relationship, it's going to be a relationship that has a lot of spiritual, like a deep spiritual connection. Like you have a partnership that transcends the function, let's say, of just your lifespan. It's something that you might be meeting this person many, many times before, And maybe, I don't know, in the future lifetimes, if that's how you think of this, I hope that I'm kind of painting a picture of like that there's an aspect of this reading that amplifies spirit, okay? And it amplifies spirit beyond just your own experience of spirit. There's something here about you enjoying the connection, the divine connection, the connection to the soul and to spirit and to the order of the cosmos, enjoying it while growing with it, reveling in the glory of it. This is hard to explain. It's not very common to see some sort of divine partnership, but if this is resonating with you, I do feel like this is present in your reading, and if there's something in your life like that, there's a lot of potential spiritual energy in a relationship here, for sure. It's very, very powerful, a very powerful encounter, and you are both able to support each other in your spiritual growth. It's a major win in a battle against evil forces, or the forces that are against love. What is not love? If that's not your case, I would say that this is a major win for you. And it's related to something that has disappointed you a lot in the past. There's a lot of worry and hypervigilance around this situation, but you are going to turn this around so beautifully. But there's still some painful aspects and wounds that you might need some time to heal. And I think that there's something in your ancestors, something your ancestors might have to say about that might help you a lot. Maybe it's a spiritual guide, like contact with a specific spiritual guide or a specific spiritual tradition. I would say that in having the knowledge about your own ancestry and your spiritual tradition and inheritance might also help a lot, because there's something to be said here about relationships, even if it's just a relationship in time, let's say. So my grandfather, my grandparents, my great-great-grandparents, and so on. So there's a bond there. Anything in your life that you feel like you have some sort of bond, okay, that is unbreakable. Even if you heal it, even if you try to change it, the fact that that bond exists is a reality that you can't change. And it's like a spiritual mission, okay, to be part of that chain. So I would see about that. I would try to know more, if you think it helps, because there's this notion of expanding and of enjoyment also. So maybe there's a physical, like materialistic, a little bit aspect of this reading also with the palace, that I feel like is a really strong card, although I haven't been addressing it too much, but I feel like there's this feeling of indulging, of it's like coming to an understanding of life and to an understanding of your mission in life that allows you to have responsibility, to be aware of the things that you have to do, and to embrace them with some kind of stoic attitude towards them, but also to actually be really like enlivened, how do I say this, animated, uh, joyful, to have fun with what you have, even the things that you thought would be a great responsibility that you wouldn't enjoy. Like, this is, I have to be so careful with everything that I do, how I use my time. I don't know, like, you have to be aware of a lot of things. There are worries here, but I feel like you're enjoying it. You're going to enjoy it even more. But I do feel like every decision that you make has to be because of that higher vision and because of that higher connection to a really powerful spiritual source that animates you, that gives you energy and inspiration and motivation to also to address the battles and the sorrows and the sadnesses that come with life naturally. And it's like you're turning every sadness and every heavy feeling into a beautiful, almost paradise for you. Because this can be a little bit like a paradise. Like it's an effortless, sorry, there's a little bug here. I don't know if you can see it. It's so small, so tiny. Um, so even he's enjoying it. He's having fun, doesn't want to go away. So the palace, you have the beautiful building, you have the trees that have fruits and flowers, you have the grapes that are a great symbol for abundance and joy and plentifulness in life. And I was also um, seeing about the hair. There's something about the hair. It's so big. It's like it seems like a wig, and her lips are red. It's so colorful, and there's a sense of like decoration and having fun with the material aspect of life. So beautiful. So this sudden change that you're going to experience is going to be the feeling of victory for you, and the feeling that you have made the right choice also, or that you are now able to make the right choices or the better choices for you, for you and for those who you love and who love you, because there's a lot of love around you. And if it's not relationships, romantic relationships, it can be family, it can be friendship, it can be, I don't know, even being surrounded by nature and feeling the love of nature, how plentiful and beautiful nature can be and give us sunlight and trees and fruits and things that we can enjoy and savor. And all the while being kind of accompanied by some kind of energy that can be represented by those relationships, or even just a spiritual entity that is protecting you and guiding you, like this lion that is trustworthy, the most loyal energy that you can imagine, loving, that will be by your side no matter what and follow you wherever you go. But that's kind of like an ally that you have that's right beside you all the time, because you are the powerful one. You are the one that can channel this amazing energy that can move mountains, that can move planets, and that is rooted in love, in a spiritual reality also, in your spiritual connection. So I do feel like I'm talking to a group that already has a very, very powerful connection to spirit, and that will also be how you will channel love into your life right now, or how you will understand how to channel that love. So let yourself be inspired and moved by that. Beautiful. Thank you so much for this. If you also enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope to see you again very soon. Bye. Pile number 2. Your card is the Queen of Cups, or Queen of Vessels with salmon. And when I saw this card, I thought about feeling safe or feeling home, because as you might know, the salmon knows exactly where home is, because it's where they were born, where they were born. They know instinctively which river and where they should go upriver, so that they can give birth to their offspring and release the eggs. It's where the salmon goes to release the eggs, and they do that in the same place where they were born. So there's this innate sense of safety and home, like a special place, the place of the place that's in your heart. There's something touching about this. But the salmon, there's so many more approaches to this. You also have the walnut tree, hazelnut. And the salmon represents wisdom. But it's a wisdom that comes from the heart, because this is the Queen of Cups. There's a loving energy, caring energy that's safe and warm. Okay. I keep thinking about home, finding a home, or feeling at home, feeling safe. So what is a sudden change happening for pile number 2? Sudden change. Okay, I feel like this. Okay, so I'll start with these. We have the Guru with the 27th moon mansion. Interesting. And the 16th moon mansion with door. Then we have, this is the last quarter, last quarter, and it's decreasing in water. It's the fall of the leaf, and the keyword is principles. Okay, this is the opposite. So this is the first quarter, and this is an increase in fire, leaf stage, and the keyword is competitiveness. Wow, these are all quarters. That's so interesting. So maybe there's something here to do with the moon. something that happens between the last quarter and the first quarter, or something that happens exactly in these stages, or it happens 3 times, or it happens in 3 stages. So once in the last quarter, the second is the first quarter, and the third is in the last quarter. So in reality, these are two different moon phases. Moons. So 2 different moons. The last quarter of a moon. And I feel like it's the coming moon. So whenever you're watching this, the next last quarter moon. And then something happens in the first quarter of the next moon phase. Not moon phase, the next moon cycle, sorry. And then finally oh wait, no, this is first quarter, sorry. Okay, so this is a whole moon cycle here. Okay, increasing in water, leaf stage also, and the keyword is choice. So I guess now I see another aspect of the Queen of Cups, specifically the salmon imagery. And it's because you have principles and competitiveness. It seems like you're being very driven, and that you're acting with a clear intent that is very tangible. There's something really well thought out, and it's not exactly just a strategy. It's just really being pragmatic. Like being pragmatic, I am acting according to material realities and things that I can access, that I can understand, that I can grasp, that I can access. And I feel like in that focus, there is a little bit of a detachment from reality, and that's the guru. The guru energy is like someone who is retreated, who is in another realm, in the spiritual realm, or it can be a bit fantastical. It can be a little bit dreamlike also. So there are 2 aspects here that I'm not sure if they're like in order, or if they're happening at the same time, which is you being very focused, driven, very down to earth, doing things that need to be done, and also being very how do I say this? Being driven, having a very clear objective, like having a very clear vision of what you want, and doing, just not thinking too much about what might distract you, and just being focused and reacting to what's right in front of you. And the other aspect here of this fantasy world, like I'm not seeing how this can be compatible, or how is this happening? Okay, I'll see that in a minute. But you also have the door, and the door is exactly a sudden change. It's also an opportunity. So, and then you have choice. So I feel like you might have to make a choice that is based on something that is offered to you, an opportunity, a door that opens to you, and it shows you a different way, a whole new world. But that door can also be in that fantasy world. Okay, let's see. work, occupation. So yeah, being focused on work, doing things, being, hands-on. Gloomy thoughts. Okay. And good lady. So I feel like someone is coming to you with an opportunity, and this is represented by the good lady. So this is someone who knows their business, okay? This is someone who understands the nature of things, the order of things. They know how things work, and they can help you. They can be helpful. They bring like medicine, okay? They can bring a healing opportunity, or an abundant opportunity. So something that can increase your resources, because you're working with nature here. And these, to me, this is representing your resources, how you work, how you use your energy, and your focused attention. But then you have competitiveness, the guru, and gloomy thoughts. So there's something here about you maybe trying to figure out how you can express a certain energy. Like you have this idealized energy of what it is to be successful, maybe. How is that picture? And maybe you feel like it's unattainable, or it feels like it's a really big challenge, like the expectation is really high, or that the pressure is really high. There's something here about you kind of being lost in that train of thought, or lost in that picture. Maybe losing your grounding a little bit. Mercury in Sagittarius with discovery. Mars in Libra with choice. And you have choice, and a door. So you might have many doors, like door number 1, door number 2. It's reminding me of that. But there's certainly a choice that you need to make. Mercury in Gemini, excitement. And Sun in Cancer with resourcefulness. So I do feel like you're being offered a chance to increase your resources, or to speak about your resources, speak about what you do. I feel like you have to direct your energy here. It's like maybe the stress of being competitive, or of being driven, very driven, like I really want this, I'm very focused, hyper focused on that. Maybe this energy is better directed if it's just excitement, like I'm excited about something, I want to do this, and it feels like it's a little bit more relaxed, or it's like the energy is more spread out. It's not so concentrated on this one thing, because maybe this very narrow focus is too restrictive for you. Like you need to discover the sea, like a sea of opportunity, a sea of different ideas. And being hyper focused right now, it seems like it's not allowing you to enjoy things so much, or to at least it's not allowing your heart to be vulnerable. Or to be exposed. Like, and what I mean by exposing your heart is like exposing what you love. Like when you talk about things that you really love, you are more vulnerable, or you feel more vulnerable, because you're imagine that you're speaking to someone who is kind of judging what you like I really enjoy something, I don't know, I really enjoy strawberries, and that person's thinking, oh my God, strawberries, they're so, I don't know, vulgar. How vulgar. Um, it's like being afraid of that kind of judgment that's really it's not what it says about you, it's more what it says about the experience itself and how it you feel like it can taint the experience. And I'm saying this because there's this vision of kind of that's a bit like a fantasy. It's like you have this fantasy of how things can be, like the connection, the meaningful connections that you can create when you share what you love. I feel like there's this disconnect or this dissonance between the creation in your mind about what you are intensely passionate about and what you really love doing and speaking about and sharing, and the real life, what you see, what you touch, what you sense with your five senses. There's some kind of dissonance there between the picture in your mind of what happens and what is happening or what should happen and what you are experiencing with your body. I feel like there's this strange disconnect here. Okay, let's explore. Six of Bows with abundance. 10 of Cups, or vessels with happiness. It's very abundant. Resourcefulness, abundance, happiness. There's so much here. There's so much already. Four of Cups with boredom. Nine of Cups with generosity. So it feels to me like you're not seeing how you can express the love for what you enjoy doing exactly. And you really want that. You really want that to overflow. You want that to show. And you want to really show your love for what you enjoy doing. You really have to live that. You really have to completely integrate that into your life, because that will open a lot of opportunities for you. And I feel like they're already there, like they're in place, they're ready. You just need to walk through the door. So why? What's stopping you, or what is blocking? Three of Cups, joy. Seven of Cups with mourning. And Eight of Arrows with struggle. Okay, you know what? I feel like you might be directing your energy in a way that overly saturates an area of your life. It's like okay, this is where I put all my joy because I'm frustrated with some aspects of this other area of my life. And it's like you're trying to compensate for the having less joy in certain aspects of your life with putting all the joy in one aspect or a few aspects. And that creates disorientation. That creates a sort of apathy also, because it's like you try to do that, but the thing is, whatever you're doing, it doesn't respond in accordance. It doesn't work that way. It's like, it's what I'm listening. It doesn't work that way. You need to face the issues. You need to live in truth completely so that you integrate the pieces and you also see the opportunities that are hidden from you right now, and that, or that you just you seem kind of blind to them, and they're there, okay? They seem to be there. It's like, I feel like it's your choice to decide to go through the door, because I feel like you have a lot of resources already. It's the way you're channeling your energy and the way your focus is organized. And so the various, I would say that it would be very helpful for you to have a kind of a schema in your mind, or just write it down. That would be much easier for me. I love writing to organize my thoughts, or to just make like charts and like flow charts or stuff like that, like lists, whatever helps you. And to write down like all the areas of your life, like family, friends, work, hobbies, I don't know, like philosophy, spirituality, love, whatever spiritual practices, rituals, to how you take care of your body. You can then be more detailed. And then you have all these little boxes, okay, where you organize your thoughts and your feelings. And to have a look at that and see if you're putting a lot of time and energy in one thing that maybe isn't responding, or you will understand that you're not supposed to get that which you lack from one thing in another thing. If there is an unresolved issue, like a family issue or a relationship issue, and you think, okay, I will take that energy and I will put it into work. I know that for some of you it might work for a while, but in time you will see that it's a bit of an escape. Okay, it's like putting a band-aid on it, and you're not seeing the issue for now. You're not addressing it for now, but you have to, okay? You will have to, because if you don't, it just makes everything confused. And then when you start forgetting what you were addressing, it's like it goes down into all the layers of your subconscious, and then it hides, and then it's harder to find, and then it's harder to understand, and it's harder to change and to discover, to know about, because it starts to kind of shape your subconscious also. It starts to limit the way you think. It's very, very specific reading, so maybe it's not for all of you. 6 of Pentacles with exploitation. Excuse me. Then you have the Guardian. And the King of Arrows with Kingfisher. Yeah. I would say that you will have to dive in those waters, like the Kingfisher, sooner or later, to get that fish, to get that precious energy, that wisdom, that spiritual, emotional. And there's certainly a spiritual aspect to this, because maybe there's a sort of fear related to that dive, okay? There's a fear here. Maybe you're afraid that there's nothing there. It's like that's what I'm afraid of here. it's like if I dive too deep, if I go there, the worst thing would be to find that there's nothing there. And I do feel like there's that feeling comes from you not having received something also, but you need to go there. You need to go there like the salmon. There's no way you can change the place because that's where you were born. Okay, it's where you come from, and there's something there. So you can't change that reality. You can't change the story from, you can't change the past, at least for now. The only thing you can change is the information you derive from that and how and when you approach it. So it seems to me like you have a lot more opportunities than you think. You will have sudden offers and the opportunity for change. And I feel like that will also at least temporarily exacerbate this fear. And if you know you're going to have to face this, if you know that it was coming, okay, it was coming sooner or later, if you know that, then you can prepare accordingly, and you can also prepare for the abundance that it can bring you. So you can do that little exercise of writing all the aspects of your life and how you are managing them. Even where are you in relation to all those little boxes? Like, I'm closest to this area of my life, or I'm focusing more on this. How do you spend your time? Okay, how much time are you spending on each area of your life? That's an interesting exercise. But I would also try to figure out to write or to draw, maybe, if you like it and if you think that you would enjoy it, to draw a picture of how you would, what would be a great opportunity for you? What would it offer? How do you see yourself managing, for instance, a lot of wealth or a lot of responsibility, like having some sort of raise in your job, but also an increase in responsibility? There's something here about you picturing yourself in a job or in a specific place in your life, and then the opportunity and the offer comes, like, okay, do you want to do it? You can do it. You have the resources to just, enjoy yourself while doing it, but there's something holding you back. And that's the thing, that if you work on this schema, I feel like it's like something that you can grasp, like your mind can grasp easily. Because it feels like at this time, just moving forward and just being driven is not enough. There's some kind of clarification that needs to occur in your mind, in your spirit, so that you see the offers when they come, so that you see the choices, and that you also take these opportunities with a clear conscience, with the awareness of what you're getting yourself into, so that you're not so afraid, and that you see this more as an adventure, as a great dive into your spirit and your soul, and the opportunity to rediscover yourself and what you do and what you're passionate about. And to also clear away some drama and some sadness, okay? That's there. I feel like this boredom comes from certain sadnesses, like carrying around things that are unresolved, issues that are unresolved. And maybe you were using that energy, okay, like I can't solve this, so I'll put this energy into something else. But now it's better if you understand that you have to balance the energy again. You have to clear away the energy again, and that will require some sort of deep diving. This sudden change can happen in your life, but I feel like it's your choice to allow it to happen also. So you might choose not to embrace this change if you don't think like it's time. But I feel like life is telling you, like, it's time to do this. You have to move forward. Look at the time, okay? It's time. But you shouldn't feel rushed, but you should be conscious of this. You should be aware, and you should be prepared. But you also shouldn't be carrying so much fear and so much it's like being despondent or being apathetic, or numb, numbing yourself so that you don't dive so deep into certain things. And that's okay. Like you shouldn't do everything at once, but to realize that there are some unaddressed issues here, it doesn't mean that you have to resolve them immediately. It just means that you are recognizing and you are honoring them. And that is the first step for you to not be afraid of whatever happens next, okay? Beautiful. Thank you so much for this. If you also enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope to see you again very soon. Bye. Pile number 3, your card is the Hierophant. And this specific Hierophant is represented by Chiron. Chiron is a centaur, and he's, of course, the wounded healer. So he can heal others, but he can't heal himself. And he has a wound that is painful. So to me, this might mean that you are encountering some part of yourself that has a specific power. And I'm saying that because I was particularly drawn to his blessing gesture. This is an ancient blessing gesture. And light is coming from the ceiling and illuminating his hand. So it's like there's this special power, and it's something spiritual in nature. And maybe you're a healer or you're healing something. So there's something sudden happening related to that. Okay. Let's see what else is happening for pile number 3. What is this sudden change about for pile number 3? Okay, let's start with these. So we have the Knight with the 8th moon mansion, the Palace, the 3rd moon mansion, and finally we have the Wedding with the 22nd moon mansion. Okay. We then have the full moon in fire, flower stage with recognition. And we have the waning crescent moon, decreasing in fire, the seed stage, and the keyword is the deal. This is all fire. So we have theft, receiving a gift. That's kind of the opposite almost. So interesting. And a change. So this is the sudden change that we're talking about. A change. Recognition and deal. So there is some kind of relationship here, a counterpart or an institution that is recognizing your stance, your position, protecting you maybe, blessing, protecting you. Making things right. The Hierophant is also, it also represents like official people, institutions, people in power, the decision makers, leaders, priests also, of course. But I feel like the sudden change that's happening in your life might have something to do with justice being made. So if you're currently battling, have a legal battle, I feel like there will be a chance to make a deal, and it's coming as an offer. Like someone offers you a deal. They recognize your position. Or maybe your position is protected by a piece of legislation or some sort of document that ends up protecting you. Or recognizing you, recognizing your stance, recognizing your position in this. Okay. I got another part of this, that it's also something that comes from a higher instance, a higher institution maybe. So it's like you are on a certain level and it goes a level up, and that's when you get recognized and you are defended, you're safe. That's when you get your offer. It's on the higher instance. It's not in the instance where you are now, maybe. So maybe that sudden change is the going up in the chain of command, in the chain of authority. Okay, so we have Venus in Aries with lust, Mars in Aries with impulsiveness, Mars in Capricorn with authority. So so to me, this is the boost up. So nothing is, it's not happening at this stage. It's happening when it goes up in the chain of authority. Everything happens there. Mars in Sagittarius with domination. And Mercury in Cancer with intuition. There might be a spiritual aspect to this. So if you are in any way religious or if you are already a part of some sort of spiritual tradition, this might be telling you that something is changing in the authority that runs whatever this is. So there might be a change of hands, or a complete change in the structure of this organization, if this is like a religious organization, okay? And it seems to be a positive one. It's a good change. You might be a part of that change. You might be involved in that change, or just affected by it. Okay. 4 of Cups. 5 of Swords. These cards all together. 8 of Cups. Death. And the 9 of Cups. The Devil and the Lovers. Then you have the Star, the 5 of Cups, and the Queen of Swords. I don't know why I'm seeing this very specific thing about an organization that's kind of being cleaned out. So there might have been some corruption, there might have been some abuse of power, or just some person that wasn't fit to be in an authority position, and that's changing. It's a good change. So I don't know if this is resonating. This is very specific, but it's just really what I've seen in my mind. As I was seeing the cards, I was seeing the whole, like a movie unfolding in my mind, like the change that was occurring and how it's affecting everyone's life, and how it's everyone is kind of like curious about what's going to happen next, but they're also hopeful that things can get better. But it's still a bit of a harsh change, and it can be tough to have to adapt. I feel like the adaptation here is the most important message of this reading. So whatever sudden changes you're going through, the adaptation and how your psyche is adjusting to this whole situation is the thing you have to be most careful about, because it is a very positive opportunity. Even if it looks like a bit of a shakeup, even if it looks like everything that you relied upon and everything that you thought was going to last for a long time or a longer time or maybe even forever, things seem to be changing. And it's not like tower energy. Some of you might know the card, the Tower, that it's about upheaval, it's about great change, it's about structures going down and having to be rebuilt and opening up the pathway for new things. And Revelations, it doesn't see, I don't see it like as dramatic as that, but I do see it as a kind of like a breath of fresh air. And also having a look at an institution, or having a look at an organization that is more neutral, or having someone analyze or scrutinize this organization with a lot of neutrality. There might be this sense of kind of purging also. And I'm feeling that with the Eight of Cups and Death here. There might be a purge happening. So this might be a company also that you're working in or with. And it's like a higher authority starts to maybe takes over. A higher authority takes over. So it can be like another company buying this institution or company, and this affects your life. This affects you. You have to adjust. You have to adapt. But it's a good deal. It's like people recognize your value. They recognize your position. They want to possibly work with you, but maybe things are changing. Okay, maybe there's an adaptation, or you prefer to leave, but the deal seems really good. It seems like you're being offered some interesting conditions for this change, but it is a change. So it always seems like a bit of a revolution in a way. Although I don't see like a very revolutionary spirit here. I just feel like it's something that requires adaptation. And if this has a more spiritual tone for you, I would say that you might be finding out something about your spiritual practice or your religious institution or your lineage, your specific spiritual lineage, that will require you to adapt. Because there's something purging, there's something that needs to be revealed, and that is going to be revealed. And I feel like some people are going to have to leave. Some energies will have to be shown another way. Like they have to be, there's some kind of separation, like not picking apart, but it's more maybe bifurcating. Maybe some people are choosing one way and other people are choosing that way. And then you have to, okay, should I follow this group, or should I follow this other group? So there's this change. There's this the way things were cannot continue. Okay, it cannot continue to work like that. So let me just get some more clarification on this specific change. It's happening. King of Wands. King of Wands, I do feel like, once again, it's coming from this higher instance, from this higher level. So it can be legislation that changes the way a business operates. It can be, it can even be, it's so interesting. It can even be like this sort of spiritual intervention. If this is a more like religious spiritual institution or organization, there's going to be the order of things and how things operate. It will change, and it will be so that spirit is conducted towards the light and towards a blessing, or towards giving everyone something back, or something that was obscured, something that was obscured and that was supposed to be given freely. Something that was supposed to be given freely and that was obscured. That's so interesting. It seems like this is a really strange group for me, because even the spiritual aspect of this has some sort of like legal or very organized aspect, very, very structured, very well structured. Page of Swords. You know what I thought when I saw this? I saw whistleblower. And so this might all be happening because of a whistleblower, or because someone exposed a truth, and it was supposed to happen to protect the people who were innocent, to protect the purity of the intention of the people who were working in this company, or who were involved in this spiritual group. It might even be that there's a group that is working in an institution or a company that also has some sort of spirituality attached to it. So imagine that it's like a charity, but that charity is being corrupted. And there's this higher instance that comes and shines a light on something that was being done and clears away the corruption. And somehow this affects you. Maybe you're the whistleblower. Are you the whistleblower? Two of Wands. Maybe. So maybe some of you might have been involved in some sort of legal battle because you were like, you had a testimony against a group of people, or against an institution, against some kind of action that was dark. And you see how you see this character near the Hierophant. So it seems like you are going towards this higher authority, this higher instance. You're facing that judgment, and you're facing it. And you're also getting that wisdom for yourself and using it to protect the innocent, to protect the people who need to be protected, and to defend the ideals. And also the structure itself, so that it might keep working, but with different leadership and with different intentions. Maybe more transparency also. You have the Three of Cups and the Six of Cups. Okay, so for some of you, this has something to do with infants, or with very young people, with infancy. Maybe this is about teaching, this is a school, this is, I don't know, even orphanages or charities that work with children. something like that. And I feel like you're gathering a team, like or either you're joining a team or you're gathering a new team, you're creating a new team, or you're joining other groups of people who are like-minded and who want to go to battle with you, to be by your side in this. So, wow, this pile is about people who are involved in very strong and powerful battles, okay? This is it seems like it can change a lot of people's lives, okay? It can affect a lot of people's lives, not only your own. It seems like it's something very altruistic that you can also do. It's something that is a great service to a lot of innocent people and to a lot of vulnerable people who need your help. So if this is your case, because I know this is a very specific reading, and sometimes I do these very specific readings, and then I get the answers from in the comments from you, and actually they really are the ones that resonate more deeply, and people are like, this is my story. So I've had this happen a few times. It's so interesting that should happen, and I'm so curious about that. But this feels like striking a deal where you are going to be recognized for your contribution as a whistleblower, for instance, or just as someone who is brave enough to bring this to the attention of the higher authority, of the ruling authority, or the regulating authority, who would shine a light and bless you with their light, bless you with their protection, and also help you purge this group of the bad agents, and to also help you gather a team of trustworthy people, and of people who, maybe even people who you have known for a long time, like they've been by your side, or if you're not going to join those people in this project, this is just saying that you do have that team by your side, and that because of your actions and because of your courage and because of you helping somehow helping in this cause, or being brave enough to come forward to defend something that's really meaningful, there's change, big change going to happen, that's going to transform a lot of people's lives, and it's going to bring a lot of knowledge and transparency to the public about a very opaque institution. That's how I'm feeling. It's like there was a lot of opaqueness, and there was a lot of intentional confusion. And because of that, so many opportunities were lost, and a lot of people might have been hurt, or at least affected somehow. And what I'm sensing here is like it's a time for change, and it's coming. So it's a great change. It's also a gift, okay? Receiving a gift. It's also a gift. So it feels like the change for you is very much welcome, and it is an upheaval. It is a restructuring. But I feel like the main pillars will still be standing, which is great news for all the people who benefit from this protection, from this organization, from this way of bringing them nourishment or safety. It feels like a place that should be safe, okay? It's a place where people who are vulnerable should feel safe. And you are fighting for that to still happen, or you are somehow a part of this organization and will be recognized as someone who contributed to its best values and principles. Wow, this is so specific. So sorry if it's not for you, maybe next time. So thank you so much for this. If you also enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope to see you again very soon. Bye.